Previously on Trippin' Aussies.
We finished off last episode with our day trip at Ubirr National Park and it was absolutely awesome. Amazing swimming holes and waterfalls that really just take your breath away. If you guys missed our previous episode from Ubirr National Park, jump into our channel and check it out, along with plenty of previous episodes of our current journey, travelling a lap around Australia. If you like our episodes, give them a like and be updated with our next travel adventures by subscribing to our channel. As always guys, feel free to send us a comment and we'd love to hear from you.
I am made to be free.
Coming up in this episode, we experienced Kakadu National Park, Australia's largest national park.
We couldn't wait to explore the beautiful landscape and diverse scenery Kakadu had to offer, and hopefully we spot some wildlife too. Okay, enjoy the episode. Alright, we're here, we made it to Kakadu. On the way in we've seen a buffalo, we saw a few wild horses, and Tom just popping the drone away because he had the drone out getting some shots, and we're so excited to be here. It's hot, very hot, about 39 degrees I think. We're sweaty, but we're excited that we're here. Are you sweaty?
Sweaty boy.
We're very sweaty, but we're very excited. I just saw that we saw I saw a buffalo on the way in, a few
Big
wild
buff.
horses.
Sure did. Here we are at the famous Kakadu welcome sign that everyone seems to stop and get a photo at, which is what we have done. We've got the drone up, we've got a few snaps with the drone, and this is the information centre, which I'm not going to lie, I was probably expecting...
No, there's another one. There's another one further out closer to Jabiru, but...
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, there is.
This is the information sign over there, but there's another information centre with staff working in it closer to Jabiru, but we've only just kind of got to the start of the park, so... Anyways, that's it. We're going to keep filming, keep recording all the stuff that we do.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, we have made it here to Jabiru. We are staying here at the Kakadu Lodge Caravan Park in Jabiru, and if you're looking at me thinking, why is Tom poured a bottle of water over his head? It's definitely not water, it's sweat. It is about 39 degrees today and about 9,000% humidity. It is hot, it is muggy, and even though there's a few clouds around, I tell you what, it's deceiving because it is so hot outside. We've just got our little setup here, unpowered for the night. 38 bucks, 36 bucks it is for the night, which we thought was pretty good. We did want to do a lot more of the bush camps around Kakadu, which we are still going to do, but the few that are around this area that we wanted to do were about 15 bucks per person per night. So it would have been about 30 bucks a night for Em and I to stay at those places, at those different campgrounds. So we thought, why not, for the convenience of having amenity blocks, showers. They've got a swimming pool here, which is a bonus. There is like a bar and bistro if you're keen on the bar and bistro side of things. But I tell you what, the pool sold it for us for an extra $6 for the night. We can come back later on this afternoon, sit in the pool, cool down, and yeah, just make the most of our afternoon. But we're all set up now, and we're going to leave the camper here, unhooked, take the car, just rigging up a rod now, and we're going to head to a place called Kale's Crossing. It's quite a known spot in Kakadu for seeing crocodiles and seeing a lot of crocodiles. It's kind of on the high tide. It's kind of where the salt meets the fresh in a way, like where the river gets up over the the causeway where you can drive across there, and where all the bait fish seem to then come in, and then obviously because the bait fish are in there, the bigger fish are in there, and then even bigger fish like the crocodiles, they're in there too. And yeah, pretty keen on checking out a few crocs, hopefully flick a line, get a few fish, and we'll just see what the day pans out to be. But we'll take you with us, and we'll see you when we get to camp.
I made a moment. I said, tell me your story.
Alright, we have finished at Kale's Crossing. I don't know if you got much footage of the crocodiles going past.
No,
but
not so much on the GoPro, you got a little bit on your phone.
I've got a little bit on my phone. Well, but I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Can you edit it out?
I'm not even that sweaty, so it's cool.
Well, as you would have seen, I had a few pictures and videos from my phone, and Tom tried to get it on the GoPro, but we did see crocodiles. We had one that went from one side of the river, crossed the crossing onto the other side, the side that we were on, so we got to see it go across the road. And
I think probably all up, we've probably seen like 10 crocs.
Yeah, well, we didn't know if there were different ones,
Yeah,
but
close to
different
10.
sightings of them.
10 or so sightings.
All the time. There were some really big crocs.
Yeah, a few of them seemed to like just hang around and stay there in the same spot, and then there would be the other few that would kind of like pop up here, go down, pop there. But it was kind of cool to see a whole bunch of crocs all in the one spot.
Yeah.
A little bit of activity with them as the tide seemed to change. It started to spill over the driveway, causeway, at the crossing there. And you could see there were plenty of fish out and about doing their thing. But yeah, it wasn't too. It was pretty cool to see all the wild crocs and just them doing their thing. Just seeing them do their thing in like the wild. Like, it was kind of cool to see. You see them at the zoo, and you can go and do like we did the Adelaide River croc jumping cruise where like they pretty much come to the boat and they get fed like hand-fed chicken. But to see them kind of hunt in the wild, do their thing, all natural, and you can kind of just sit there. I mean, we were there for probably what, 2 hours?
Yeah, probably.
Close to 2 hours, I reckon, just sitting there observing them, and it was really good. I enjoyed it.
So if you come to Kakadu, definitely go to Cahill's Crossing on high tide.
High tide, that's the go.
You'll see some
You and everyone else in Kakadu will be there, I guarantee.
There'll be a lot of people there. Bring a little chair if you like, and you'll see some wild crocs. It's a good spot.
Alright, well here we are. We've just come to a place called Ubirr. Ubirr? I think it's pronounced Ubirr. It's actually a place here in Kakadu where they've got all the Aboriginal rock art. It's like a rock art site. So we're doing a bit of a loop track.
Didn't actually say how old they were, did it? Did you read that?
No, well I think by the sounds of it, it said that it was being maintained by certain tribes of people. So whether they're the same, these tribes continue to update them and keep them in shape, or if they're something that's been done, in time and time ago, and they've just left to do its natural thing. But unfortunately, it's a no drone zone, which I was bummed about, because from the sounds of it, some of the amazing views that you can get from this point can just overlook all of Kakadu National Park, and which would have been awesome to get the drone up and check that out. But that's okay. We've got the GoPro, and we'll be able to at least go for this walk and hopefully show you guys exactly what we got up to here at Ubirr, checking out the rock art. But we'll touch base with you along this track. Catch you soon. So, interesting fact, guys, these rock art paintings that we are just checking out here, they estimate to be approximately 5,000 years old, which is pretty cool. And most of them, they haven't been touched up in any way, they've just been left to go the way they are. And most of them have been done in either ochre, red ochre, or animal blood, which is why, they're easily, it's obviously it's no Sharpie or permanent marker like it is these days. It's easy to see why they're fading away so quick with the erosion and wind and weather and that. But yeah, we'll keep walking along, and hopefully they get some pretty cool ones along this track. But it's interesting, really cool. Obviously that's a male. And being drawn by a male too, that one, I can tell. Only a male would draw that. There's a cool one up there, looks like not sure what that is, a turtle or something, like a snakehead turtle. So this painting of Mabuyu reminds Aboriginal people to tell a story which warns against stealing. So that's obviously this guy, his name's Mabuyu. Mabuyu was dragging his catch on a string after a fishing expedition when a greedy person cut the string and stole his fish. That night, Mabuyu waited until the thieves had eaten his fish and were camped inside their cave near the East Alligator River. Then he blocked the cave with a huge rock. Interesting. Oh, you can see there's a few more fish just up here, guys.
Oh yeah, there they are.
A couple of fish just up the top there, which
A few.
we can see. Super detailed. I reckon it's just eroded and washed away over time. You know?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Alright, well that last painting that we just saw there, it's kind of cool. It told a bit of a story about what it was, and they were saying that it was this painted of this guy called Maguk, which he was an Aboriginal bloke that was fishing one night just on the East Alligator River, and at night someone came and stole his stole a fish that he was dragging along that he'd caught, so basically at night time, once these other people had gone back to their camp, Mabuyu followed them back to camp, and which they were sleeping in a cave, and he put a rock in front of the cave, and it's kind of like an image that reminds people and warns them against stealing, which is pretty cool just to hear all the different stories. And again, we've just come to this other spot here, which it's just so hard to see. Like, it probably won't do it justice on camera, but it's all these tiny little rock arts you can see of different things like snakes and animals and fish and whatnot. But it's really just goes to show that in time and with the weather and all that, it just corrodes away pretty quick. But the rocks are absolutely amazing. You ever look at some of these rocks, how it forms a cave like this. Oh, this is just one rock. Yeah, you have a look, there's this big rock ledge, like it's like a giant cave. Absolutely incredible. Alright, cool. We just left that giant cave where we just checked out those last few paintings, and that was cool, that one, wasn't it? There's quite a lot of painting there.
A lot of fish.
A lot of fish, and I reckon...
Barramundi, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so, and they were each slightly different, so I reckon there was probably some kind of cool story to that, because that's usually how they did their paintings, told stories, which was cool. But there was also, it was actually quite surprising, there was an animal there that looked very similar to a Tasmanian tiger, which I think they called them thylines, or something like that anyway. And they reckon that since once dingoes came around 4,000 years ago, that the dingoes actually wiped them out. So it just goes to show that most of those paintings there are over 4,000 years old. So it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive to see just how detailed they are, and in how good a condition some of them actually are. There's obviously a lot there that have faded and whatnot, but there's some there that are absolutely amazing. But, I'm just rocking up now to the next one, which I think it's the rainbow serpent, which would be pretty cool to check out. Cool. And yeah, we'll show you guys as we get here. You can kind of see there's looks like a goanna looking thing in there. Just quietly, guys, look how cool this handrail is. It's all made out of like tree, like real gnarled tree branches and stuff, which you can only see that in certain areas they've kind of sanded it and joined it together, but I love how they've kind of kept everything really natural and really cool. And there's more, bit of a serpent there, and there's some kangaroos there, and it's probably very hard for you guys to see in the camera. I'll try and zoom in as best as I can, but yeah, there's just
like a turtle.
Paintings everywhere here. Like, obviously with this one not being in a cave like the previous one, these ones are a lot more faded and worn away, more exposed to the elements. But it's just, how impressive is the rock? Like, it's just this giant rock face. And it's just full of art, like the whole way along there's just pictures of rock art and stuff, which just seems to have faded in some areas. And this one here, a health warning. The bones of this person have been swollen by Mia. a sickness you can contract if you disturb the stones of the sacred site downstream with the east. One of the reasons Aboriginal people are so concerned about protecting their sacred site is that some sites, if disturbed, are considered to be extremely dangerous for everybody. Cool, you can kind of see that they've got that painting just in front there, and once again just more pictures of fish and handprints and animals, and it's incredible. All just in the middle of nowhere. Like, we literally drove 45 minutes to get here, and you then hit these massive rocks with just covered in rock art. Just, I mean, who knows how much more there is. I'm sure it's everywhere else, but it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, alright, well, we're going to start walking back towards the car now. It's been so far just over half an hour walking on this little loop, and there is a couple more sites which we could have gone to, but they're quite a bit more of a loop, and we didn't come as prepared, as you can see with our footwear. We're wearing the old Chinese steel caps, so
I don't think it's that hard to get there. I think it's like an extra 500 meters, but it's like a bit more of like a climbing up rocks kind of.
Yeah, that's right, it's a bit more uphill and whatnot, and we'll just go and check out the next spot. That's all good. Alright, we'll see you back at the car park.
Alright, we're back to camp now for dinner and a shower because we've been sweating all day. And
back to the off-grid lifestyle. We've had the luxury of being on power the last couple of weeks, so back to, we hadn't even had the solar panel out all day, but yeah, back to the cooking off gas, and that looks pretty good.
We liked it anyway,
which we enjoy. We're kind of going back to how it all began, and yeah, well, we've got a few things planned just for tonight, as in you can just sit back, have a good feed, relax, and then it all starts again tomorrow, where I'll be on the move and we'll be heading to the next spot in Kakadu and experiencing what else Kakadu has to offer. So that's the plan, but we'll see you all, if not tonight, maybe on tomorrow sometime. Good morning everyone, we just finished our first night here in Kakadu. We stayed at the Kakadu Lodge Caravan Park, and it was a great little spot. We were on an unpowered site there, it cost us $36 for the two of us for the night. And it's a great little park. They've got a bar and a bistro and a swimming pool there. You can go and have a swim in if you feel like it. And it was a nice, safe, secure, quiet park. But today we are back on the road and we're heading south in the Kakadu and heading to a place called Maguk, which is where we're going to. It's a low-cost camp. It costs us $15 each, so $30 for the night for an unpowered site there. But there is showers and toilets. Camp manager on site, so it's going to be a nice, safe, secure site for the night. And then we're going to head out for the day doing a bit of exploring. So yeah, there's quite a few other rock art sites and a few walks that we're keen to get out and do. And it's meant to be 39 degrees though, and that's in the shade, I reckon. So it's going to be an absolute stinker. So we've got plenty of liquids, water and some Gatorade and that, just to keep us hydrated, which will be good during the day. And then yeah, we should hopefully have a killer spot to watch the sunset this afternoon. And yeah, we'll just go from there. We'll just take you guys with us and we'll see where we end up next. Alright, well, we've just taken a bit of a drive down to a place called Yellow Water, and we just spotted 2 crocs. So I was lucky enough to get the drone up in the air and hover over there for a bit and spot them, which is cool. But they didn't hang around for too long after that, let me say that. It was a bit hard to fish there. There was a lot of like lilies and weed and all that in the water. It was more like a lagoony wetlands kind of, it wasn't more like a deeper river. So we're going to keep moving on and try and find another little water hole or billabong to have a good flick in. But yeah, until then, we'll see you soon. We've just got to Kawinda Lodge, which is here in Kawinda. Yeah, and they've got their own little BP server. How good's that?
And a bar.
Bar and Yeah, it seems like a really nice posh spot. They've got like really cool cabins and that, and big swimming pool. And I think we asked the lady earlier what the fees and stuff were, and she was saying that for a
Unpowered.
where to go? It's the ring road.
Ring road on the way.
For an unpowered site, it's about $45 a night. So we're just staying only a couple hundred meters down the road, or a couple of k's down the road, so not too much further. But yeah, we'll stay there tonight for free. Or no, it's not actually. It's $30, isn't it? Yeah, $15 each. So it's not a hell of a lot cheaper, but we lived in luxury last night, where we had a place where we had a pool and all that kind of stuff. Not that we used it, to be honest, but it was nice. And you can also pay for the sense of security, knowing that it's going to be at a place that's well looked after and yeah, everything else. But it's a big joint, this one, Kawinda Lodge, and yeah, it looks a nice place. But we're just going to take a drive straight through it and keep heading on. Hopefully find a nice billabong or waterhole to go for a fish in. Alright, let's keep going.
I said, son, when you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers.
Alright, well, we have just got down to the Nawalunja section of Kakadu National Park, and we're mad people. It's about 39,000 degrees. No, it's actually 39 degrees. And we're going for a 2.5k bushwalk. Psycho sands, that's what we are. Anyway, we've got about 6 bottles of water, so we loaded up with about 3 litres or so of water, which is good. And we've got the GoPro, and we've got our legs. And today, you can see the shoes that we're wearing. A little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday we had our thongs on and we thought we'd do a bit of a walk, and it was the worst thing ever. We got dirty feet, it was sore feet. But we're going to go and do this walk called the Unbang, however you want to pronounce it, Billabong walk. They reckon it's about a 2.5k walk around this Billabong. It's one of the most sought after or trafficked Billabongs in Kakadu, which will be good to see. And then in the same area that we're at, there's the Nawalunja lookout, which usually provide really good sunsets, but we're going to go and check out the lookout today. It's only about 300 metre walk up to the lookout. So we'll do the long walk first, then we'll go up to the lookout and we can kind of reward ourselves up the top there. But yeah, we'll take you for a bit of a walk. So let's go. Alright, we just found a spot up here on the lookout to sit in the shade and catch our breath back and just enjoy the view. But it's just stunning. Like, the longer we sit here, you can just see the I'll spin this around, all the as the clouds kind of come in, they just provide like shade over different parts of the national park, and it just goes from like these bright greens to all these, like, this shady dark sections. And it's just so cool to watch, because you can sit here and literally as soon as the cloud moves, it's just like, it's like a spotlight kind of coming up into one area, it just brightens it right up, and it's just stunning. But nice up here because it's a bit of a breeze. You can kind of let the sweat cool down. But it's just amazing. Look at the sheer size of this national park. Like, you can see it's the biggest in Australia. I think it is, Kakadu National Park.
Really?
And you can just start to see why, because look at the size of it. Alright, well, the next time you guys will probably see us, we'll be back down in the car park. We'll make our way back down shortly, and it's not too far of a walk, which is good, and it's all downhill. But yeah, we'll chat to you once we get back in the car, and then we'll see where we're heading up to next. Catch ya. Alrighty, well, we're just back here at camp now. We ended up driving back from that lookout. We were just straight back to camp. Just cooking up a quick feed for lunch now, and just refilling up the bellies, because we pretty much haven't eaten all day. We've just been snacking on, well, really haven't really eaten, have we? A little bit of a few sweets, and that's about it. And then probably drunk about 10 litres of water each. So we just needed time just to come sit back down, sit in the shade. It's actually nice and shady at the moment, which is good. Stock up with some fluids and grab a feed. And where we're at, actually, there's a billabong about 500 metres down the trail. We might actually go for a bit of a walk down there and flick the line. And but yeah, we ended up getting a little barrow at that last little spot, so I'm feeling confident about where this next billabong. So we'll give it a crack, and we'll see how we go. Anyway, that's us for today. Good morning, everyone. It's another top day here in Kakadu. There's Em just on the way back from the bathroom. The sun coming up there in the background. It's only about 10 to 7 here, and we're the only ones up at the moment.
I even got cold this morning.
It was. We actually had a cold night last night, which was actually nice. It was nice to pull the sheets on you and not be sweating for a change. But we're just sitting down there having a bit of a coffee and a tea this morning, just to relax and wake up. And yeah, we're going to get up and we're going to go for an early morning walk. Actually, that's what we kind of got up a little bit early, because we want to go down to, there's a billabong where we're staying at. Got the rod, go for a flick, and we saw a croc there yesterday and caught a couple of fish, so it'd be good to get there nice and early and see if we can get anything. But other than that, another top day. We've got heaps of awesome things planned for you, so check this out. Alright, a bit quiet because we're still walking through the campsite. We're going for a bit of a walk down to the billabong where we were yesterday. Got the rod. We're going to try and go and get a little barrow again, which would be good.
I've got the binoculars.
And we've got the binocs this time because we spotted, I guess it was really cool yesterday. As soon as we got there, a big croc came up right near us. And it'd be cool to get the binocs out and yeah, have a close up look. But actually yesterday, I'm not sure if I told you this. We're at camp, we were setting up, and I don't even know what I was doing. I was at my car, I was talking to Em actually. And Em was in the car, she had the aircon going, she was sitting there in the aircon. And I was outside the car, I was having a drink or something. And I turn around and I see a dog, and in my head I just think, oh yeah, like someone's brought a dog. But then I'm like, wait, this is a national park, you're not allowed dogs or anything in here. It was a flippin' dingo. It was like this like mangy looking dingo that like ran straight past me. Went to there was a sprinkler going here at the campground. Ran up to the sprinkler, he had a quick drink. And then by the time I got my phone out and I was like, oh, quick, get my phone, I want to get the film, or give me the GoPro. He'd like walked off into the bush and he was in a bit of a hurry. But I brought the GoPro with me today, so if we do spot him again, because they have been looking at the reviews for the campground we've been here. Yep, they've known to be around here, so we'll be able to catch him on camera this time. But believe me, we saw a dingo. So it's all happening here. There's crocs, there's dingoes, there's mozzies, there's everything that's going to bite you, or eat you, or whatever. They're all here. So anyway, let's go and catch a barrow. Em's like, let's go see a croc. Alright, heading back now to the camper, back to camp. We had no luck on the fishing, unfortunately. They just weren't hungry. I could see a few fish, but they just were not going for the lure. I kept changing different lures just to see what they would go for, and I just don't think they were hungry at all today. But that's fishing. That's why they call it fishing, not catching. Em didn't get to see any crocs either because they were like right up the other, well, she saw two, but they were like 4 kilometres away. With the binocs on. You got the binocs, babe? Oh, you got them. And but nowhere near as close as where they were yesterday, which was really cool. But anyhow, there'll be plenty more to come. We're going to head back to camp now. We've already had breakfast and a coffee, so we'll get everything all packed up, and then we'll slowly take our drive down to our next campsite for tonight. Probably unload the camper there. Then we can go for a bit of a swim, check out a few of the sites around the area, and yeah, have a chill day. I reckon we've had a pretty full-on last few days. It's meant to be just as hot as it was the last few days, 39 degrees in the shade, they reckon too. So who knows how hot it actually gets in the direct sun. But yeah, that's the plans for today, and we'll take you with us. Let's check it out.
During your time in Kakadu National Park, be sure to check out the visitor centre located in Jabiru. They have a great display providing plenty of information about Kakadu's flora, fauna and history of the park, as well as all the answers to your questions, including helping you out planning your visit.
Well, g'day. We've just got back from our walk and we've packed up all the camper and that, and we are about to get on the move again and go and explore Kakadu for day number 3. We're looking forward to it. Last full day here in Kakadu. We'll do one more night either here in Kakadu, or we'll do a full day here and spend the night just outside of the national park, somewhere out of town. But yeah, we've got a few things planned for today. We're going to go to a place called Maguk, which is where there is some waterfalls, some falls, and a safe swimming spot. Like I was saying earlier, it's going to be another scorcher today, 39 degrees, so we're going to go make the most of the swimming holes whilst we can. Just about everywhere we've been so far have been croc infested is the word. It's exactly right. And wouldn't advise swimming, put it that way. There's plenty of signs around saying not to swim, and we've abided by those signs. And went into the visitor centre yesterday morning. Went to the visitor centre and we kind of said to the lady, all right, we know it's going to be hot the next few days. We want to go for a swim. Where can we do it? So she's given us a hot spot to go and check out, which is kind of on the way down, which is why we left it till today, because it's just the Kakadu, like I said probably earlier too, is so huge, and there's kind of like a big loop track, like road you can kind of do from one end to the other. So that's what we've kind of done. We've kind of just slowly stopped on the way and done each thing. But yeah, so last day here today, we're gonna go have a swim, and then we'll probably finish up and head out. Either stay in town, depends on how we feel, and what we'll check it out once we get there. But that's it. We're got a good day ahead of us, and we'll check in with you guys as we go. See you soon. All right, here we are at Maguk, which where they have the swimming holes that we can swim in. And yeah, we'll go and check it out, and we've got our towels with us, so if it's looking good, we might go for a bit of a dip. So we'll see you there. Alright, well, we just finished up there at the Maguk. How was it, babe?
It's so nice.
Good, eh? This is probably our favourite waterhole that we've been to so far in all of our travels, and it's nice that it's here in Kakadu. It's quite special and quite magic. Great little spot. Now we just got to start the trek back to the car park, which they say is about 2k return. I reckon it's further. It was a lot further than a kilometre to get here. Anyhow, well, I think so anyway. But it was worth it, put it that way. And we're much cooler now. So now we get to, well, I'm drip drying. Emma's trying to drive and get changed. I reckon by the time I get back to the car park I'll be dry with how hot it is. And then we can continue on our journey. We're probably almost done here in Kakadu. We'll make our way into Katherine, where we can settle up for the night. And then we'll have a big journey tomorrow to get into WA. Alright, let's keep going and we'll see you when we get back to the car park.
We'll put you on a throne. We'll put you on a throne. And I'll go out on my own to see the world.
Alright, here we are in Katherine. We've set up here at Katherine Caravan Park. We found ourselves an absolute gem of a spot. We are the only little poor suckers here on the unpowered campsites, which not even mad. This is good. We got the first choice to pick on the shady spot, so we've picked a nice shady spot, nice and close to the barbecue and camp kitchen area. Across the road there from the pool and the amenity blocks and the bistro and that too. So we're cheering. We've got a great little spot, and hopefully, fingers crossed, no one else decides to rock up later on and park right next to us. And if they do, I'll tell them over there. But anyway, this is our little spot for tonight. We're doing a quick overnighter here in Katherine just because we have to come into town and send off a few things in the post, and we're going to do a bit of a shop because we are about to start heading on the Victoria Highway west towards WA. We're planning tomorrow to get to Timber Creek and then stay the night at Timber Creek, and it's only about a 2.5 hour drive to the border and into Kununurra. So that's the plan for us for the next 24 hours, but until then we're going to sit back tonight, relax, enjoy the night, and footy finals tonight. We might get stuck into watching a bit of footy. Let's go.
So that's all we have for this episode. We hope you enjoyed our adventures in Kakadu National Park.
Join us for our next episode as we head west into WA and reach the town of Kununurra. If you'd like to keep up to date with our trip around Australia, subscribe to our channel where you can see all our previous episodes. See you all next time.